grew up together. You had somebody there, say for your first death that, you could talk about, your first birth that you could be excited about.
It was lovely to have all these sisters.
They were your family, and they still are. There were some very strict policies, let me tell you. Even when we were in school here, in the residence.
Miss Christie was charge nurse on 2nd West, which was the surgical ward. And there were 20 beds down the center, and every caster had to be in place.
You were not allowed to go down through the main lobby with a pair of shorts on, even though it was the middle of summer. So we had a basketball team, and we used to have to wear our raincoats over our shorts while we came down to the gym.
And we had a house mother that walked around and checked all the time.
We must have driven her crazy, and we enjoyed every bit of it.
Yeah, it was fun.
When you went in training, you were measured for uniforms, and they were beautiful, almost royal blue with a bib and apron and black shoes, Oxfords, and black nylons. And we had to wear that until we were 2.5 years through our training. Then we got white shoes and stockings, and we used to decorate places with miles of black stockings the day we got our whites. And the city had to intervene because the University Hospital and the Royal Alec were decorating the high-level bridge with all these black nylon studs with shoes hanging along at intervals.
When you're living with classmates and that for 3 years, you don't have enough money to be able to do much, you make your own fun. So we used to have sing-songs at night.
So a big deal was to walk down to Jasper Avenue and go and get your teacup bread for about 15 cents or 25 cents, and that was a big night out.
The interns' quarters were across the courtyard, and so one night a group from one of the rooms decided they'd go over there and French the beds and dump drawers and things like that, and they made quite a mess. So a few nights later, the interns thought they would retaliate. They got in the wrong room in isolation. They got in the room of the girls that weren't involved in this fiasco, and they fought for their virtue. And the next day, a couple of the interns had broken glasses and scratches. And
The class ahead of us, of course, said there would be a Probit Party. You would have 2 towels and 3 pins. You had to take your clothes off, and that's all you were going to have to wear.
We were led to believe that there was going to be this fun party, and we could go over and it would be where the interns and everybody was. And well, what they had done is they climbed up on top and they had water. And so they poured all this water down on top of us all.
yes, there were a few shenanigans that went on. Yeah.
One of our nursing instructors was going to be teaching us perineal shaves the next day in our class. So one of the girls cut her hair, and we took it down and we pasted it on Mrs. Chase, the dummy. Well, when the instructor came in and fan-folded the sheets back, there was all this hair there. Well, she just and ran out of the classroom.
It's our
This is a
70th,
biggie, isn't it?
Yeah, 70 years.
I'm 92.
She's older than I.
Oh, yes. Oh, 6 months.
I'm 91.
I knew she was going to say that.
The alumni is probably one of the most important things I think that this School of Nursing has.
Living in residence for 3 years, this is why we're here every year for our reunions, because we're so connected with everybody.
When we meet, even though we weren't necessarily close friends in training, we look so forward to seeing each other.
And our class is responsible for that mural that's in the room that we're
Beautiful
using.
mural.
That
So
whole
make sure
wall.
you take a picture of
Make sure
it.
you got a picture of that. That's our class.
And I must say, I think the Royal Alec Hospital is the only one I've run into that does this every year.
I've had other nurses say, oh, I wish, Mary, that I had the background you've got with your alumni.
It's an appreciation and an understanding of the people that went before you, the things that they went through, the things you can learn from them just by sitting and having coffee with them. And hopefully what we have done is pass some of that on to the younger grads,